Dice has now been beaten. And as you can see, Dice is basically the guy who we just beat to the Los Angeles City champ position. That now means we can move on to the second part of this game, which is in Paris. And we officially get this car, the Jersey XS, from beating Dice, in association with Tenzo Racing Sports. And well, because I've already raced cars in all four of these colours, I'm just going to drive this thing in red. Just cause, well, why not? So, different surroundings now. I'm going to have to get used to these surroundings pretty quickly. The only guy who is on our map at the moment is Blog, and ultimately he is going to be the guy that we will go after, as we are now in Paris for the first time ever. And some of these attractions I'll be familiar with, other ones I won't. I'm also pretty sure whatever car it is he's driving, it's meant to resemble a Ford Puma.
Watch out for those breakable railings along the river roads and freeway overpasses. They're great if you want to get down there quickly, but they can also be a real pain if you fall through them when you don't need to.
And now we just need to follow Block. Something also tells me there might be some potential stereotyping here. Well, anyways. Just following Blog now, trying to see if I can just keep up with him for now. And not going to use the Slipstream Turbo, because if I do, then I will just lose him. We are not racing yet. I'm just following him for now, because I'd imagine we're not too far from the starting point. This is a totally different map than what I'm used to, which means there are probably going to be some struggles from here, is what I think. But anyways, I'm sticking with Blog at this time. It's also because, well, Blog is basically the only guy we can follow at the moment, since nobody else is available on the map. Since nobody is available on the map. And this car does feel like it's got a little bit more acceleration than what the Monstru had. Although technically speaking, this car basically is a Viper, so I'd expect this car, for it basically being named after a snake, to be quick. It's also because there are many people who do believe, of course, that it was technically the Dodge Viper which did more or less revive the muscle car in the early 90s. And we start just outside of the Eiffel Tower, interestingly enough. Anyways, over to you, cutscene.
Look at this, Pods. Having a laugh, is he? Welcome to Frogville, my son. You up for a little drive?
I'm up for enough of a drive, Blog, if that's what you're getting at.
Hey Tiger, it's Gina. The narrow streets and alleys in Paris can get real crowded. If you think you have the skill to handle two-wheel driving, hold weight transfer and turn left or right. Your car will pop up on two wheels, allowing you to fit through some tight spots. Let off the weight transfer when you want to set the car back down.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm starting to understand these roads, but it's only now after what's already been I'm pretty sure someone just spun me around. Even though I did have my car on the handbrake, someone definitely spun me round whilst I was in the grass. Honestly, couldn't say who the hell that was. Also, I should mention, aside from there being Ford Pumas in this race, or Ford Puma lookalikes. We've also got some Clios in this race as well. You know, Renault Clios, more specifically. Okay. This is getting intense very quickly. Well, just gotta make sure that this time around I do somehow manage to learn. Okay, so I'm not gonna use the slipstream turbo here. The road is way too narrow for me to take that risk. I'm also pretty sure if I use a boost now, then I'll just be sent straight off the bridge and basically onto the bottom road with no chance of recovery. Okay, this seems adequate. This seems moderately adequate. Can I manage to successfully make it across the line now? I hope so, and yes I do. I somehow squeezed through, but I don't know how. Okay, so I squeezed through those narrow arches, and I beat Marek to the line by less than 4 seconds. Blog was third, followed by Bo. Then it was Ansel, who finished in 5th, and then it was Adele, who finished in 6th. Okay then. Well, might as well get a replay whilst I'm here. Yeah, you can clearly tell from the shape and design this car is obviously a Viper. There's basically no doubts about that, in all honesty, is what I think. Well, let's see what pictures we can get of this thing. If there are any pictures we can go by. Yeah, someone definitely spun me out on the handbrake turn. I was pretty positive that someone definitely wrecked me. But either way, it doesn't matter because I did win at the end of the day, and, well, it only took me 15 minutes to eventually win this race, and I didn't have to use any boost to do it, amazingly. Well, anyway. So glad to say I've got the burnout mechanism, because I think out of all the mechanisms, that's definitely the most crucial, in my opinion. Personally speaking. I know some of these areas, but I don't know a lot of them. Because, well, I know the Eiffel Tower, I also know the Arc de Triomphe is somewhere around here, and I think that's probably also an art museum as well, I think. Well, anyway. Don't know if there's any way for me to remove what's in the replay options. I don't think those can be removed. But anyway. Now I've just got to beat Blog in the head-to-head. And even though I wrecked, I didn't wreck where I thought I was going to wreck. Anyways, let's continue the career.
What a mug. Bleeding yank, all the same. Come on, my son. Think you're something special?
No, I don't.
It worked on that soppy Richard Gina, but that brown
get you nowhere with me.
And now we have to race him again. In the Pumas. Along with also racing a couple of Pumas and Clios. Basically to add to the... Oh, okay. Yep. That was basically just everything everywhere all at once. And... oh yeah, that's right, we got different cops. Okay, so squeezing through here because this is a shortcut. And also a pretty good shortcut as well, I might add. That went a lot less terribly than I thought it was going to go. In all honesty. That was a much better landing than what I could have anticipated at the time. Which in a way amazes me. Even though this is my first time doing this. But I'm doing insanely well. Considering everything that's already come to me at this stage of the race. Because I'm actually running competitively for once. Now I am not. Well, hopefully there's at least a few more checkpoints for me to get back to where I should be. Okay, so don't miss it. Okay, I've not missed it. Oh my god. How many more checkpoints have we got to go at this stage? Please don't let there be too many. Because I don't think I can cope with there being too many more checkpoints at this stage. Especially since I've already used my 2 shots of nitrous. Okay. So, keeping a hold of my position at this stage and also keeping ahead of the cops to boot. And... okay. There's definitely the potential for stereotyping going on here. Also, I've now got a huge lead over the pack. Surprisingly enough. In spite of the way the start of this race went. I've now got a huge lead over the rest of the pack. Which, in a way, surprises me. And braking for the turn. And again using the burnout so I can immediately get back up to speed. And slotting my way through here. And not got much longer to go now. I'm still holding on to a steady lead. And on the brakes, and there we go. Victory! On my first attempt. As I've now unlocked the Boost. Which I'm going to assume is the name of Blog's car. Also, I should mention that Clio for a moment there was grooving. At least I think it was. And Blog finishes in 5th. So, won by less than 4.4 seconds over Ansel. Marek was 3rd, followed by Adele. Then it was Blog in 5th, and it was Bo who finished in last. Okay, let's now move on to our next cutscene.
A new car? Last thing I need. Nice one, Squire. Take the motor then.
That was way more respectful than what I was anticipating. But anyway, yeah, thanks Blog. I now have the Boost. And officially, the 2 guys that we now have on the map are Julie and Primo. Anyways, let's now show off our new car. So it is called the Boost, And this car is very clearly based off of a Ford Puma. Pretty sure of that. As for the colour, well... oh, I actually quite like that green. Well, anyway, let's view our game progress whilst we're here. And I'm now 31.6% complete with this game, after 8 episodes. Well, on to the next one, I guess.